Right then, we should be live now. 1 second, I've just got to make sure everything's alright, because I've been having a few little difficulties with YouTube Studio. For some reason it wasn't like, oh, now it comes up properly as I've just gone live. That's crazy. I'll leave it as it is now anyway. I don't think there's anything else I need to change. Yeah, I think we're okay anyway on there, but it's weird how that when I wasn't live it doesn't work, and then as soon as I go live it works with being able to edit things. Anyway, I don't know. I'm also, the stream, the way I set it up, I didn't put the right time in because I copy and pasted the stream settings from yesterday. So yeah, I've had to change that, but I couldn't change it for some reason. It was really, really weird. Got a few people in the chat already. That was really quick. I wasn't expecting people to pop in so quick. In it to flip it, Chris and Pete is in the chat. So you got any questions, throw them in. As I said, we were going to do the cards tonight. I was going to put that link in, so I'll put that link in the chat. When we have a few more people watching, we've got 6 people watching already. Oh no, 8 people now. God, that goes up quick, doesn't it? Hi there, Kirsten. Thanks for joining. As I said, just questions tonight, so if you've got any questions, throw them in the chat. Don't really think I've got anything else to talk about. Yeah, I don't know, because I pretty much rambled a lot about reselling stuff yesterday in that big 3-hour stream, so I think I talked about my sales in that. I talked about what I was doing going forward over the next few months, in terms of getting, like, sort of, what do you call it? Sort of stripping the business back, I suppose, because I'm not actually closing the business, so I can't say that, but I'm stripping the business back a bit. So I kind of talked about a lot yesterday with regards to all that stuff, so I don't really know whether there's anything in particular that I've got to talk about, but yeah, if you've got any questions, reselling related or not, whack them in the chat, and we will do a few of them. And as I said yesterday, we were going to do the ads cards tonight, so I will put that link in the chat, as I say, at some point in the next few minutes. We've got 15 people watching now, so people are soon coming in. Chris says, question, if you did a cooking with ads, what would you cook? I could do a cooking with ads, to be honest, because I did little cooking highlights on my... Oh god, we've got loads of people popping in now. Leanne's in. Devil Dog Treasure Hunters. I don't know whether I've seen you in a stream before. I always say this, but every single week we get someone new popping in the chat. It's brilliant to see someone new. But yeah, so Devil Dog Treasure Hunters and Pleasant Valley Picker, a regular as well. So yeah, if I was doing... So I do on Instagram, I have stories on there, story highlights. And I've got a cooking highlight in which I did... I just did a few little meals on there, basically. And I never thought about doing them on YouTube, because I thought, well, you know, it's not really something that I would do on YouTube, especially with most of the content being reselling or whatever it may be. But no, I mean, if I did do that in the future, which it could be a possibility, you know, it's not out it's not, what's the word? What's the phrase? I mean, I want to say something different to this, but I think the actual phrase is it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I feel as if I want to say a different phrase that I can't think of. But anyway, I don't know. But no, it isn't out of the realm of possibility. And yeah, you know, I could do it at some point. But in terms of what I could cook, I mean, I'd probably cook pasta, because I have pasta quite a lot. Well, at least once or twice a week. I would possibly cook, you know, veg and mashed potato and stuff, because I love mashed potato. Just, yeah, I could cook things like that. But to be honest, I'd probably exhaust my options, because I'm one of those people who have maybe about 5 or 6 meals, and then that's it. I don't have... I mean, obviously, from time to time, I incorporate new meals into that when I think, oh, you know what, I could do something different here. But generally, I just sort of recycle the same 5 or 6 meals, and maybe have, you know, over the week, those 5 or 6 meals, and then obviously the next week I recycle it and start from the other one again. And I quite like that. I've always enjoyed that. And so I would exhaust my supply, because I'd only have those 5 or 6 meals, and then obviously I wouldn't really be able to do any more. Although saying that, it would possibly force me to do a few more. It would, obviously, as I say, occasionally I'll change up and do something new, and maybe it'll actually make me do that more often. I don't know, but it'd be interesting. Is cooking with a new retail trend? Well, Andrew does it, doesn't he? And possibly someone else has done it. I don't know. I mean, a few people have done the whole eating on videos and stuff like that, and I wouldn't say necessarily eat with me or anything like that, but I've seen quite a few people do the whole eating on stream and stuff, or on videos. So yeah, but I mean, Andrew was the one who really started it off, wasn't he, with cooking with Andrew? Oh yeah, Kirsten does the cooking videos as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I've already looked at that, Pete. It says you should look at your preparation for uni budget with food, entertainment, etc. Definitely, I have looked at that. Yeah, it's looking like I'm going to be spending a lot of money. Not necessarily just on the food or the entertainment, but on the rent and on just, yeah, it's going to be a lot of money. And obviously the food, I mean, the food in itself will be quite a lot of money. I mean, I would imagine it would be for me about 120, 150 quid a month, something like that. So that's for a month, obviously, not a week. But yeah, it'd probably be around that, something like that anyway. So yeah, because the average student I looked at spends about 30 quid a week, which I feel like that's probably about right for me, but I might be a little bit over that. You never know, and you've got to account for things, haven't you? You've got to account for being a bit over, and really, I've not done like a real breakdown of every single thing I buy, but I have done a kind of basic look and think, yeah, I'll probably be in that sort of region, and then been able to extrapolate some calculations from that. But yeah, so it is definitely something that I need to do. I need to make sure that I've got everything sorted with regards to my budgets and stuff. I've looked at the rent, and I know exactly how much I'm going to be paying in rent, and that's quite a lot of money. It was probably more than I was thinking it was going to be, because obviously I'm going to be at the halls, and I thought when you go to the halls you wouldn't be paying much rent, like they heavily subsidise it or something, the university, I'm not sure. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they subsidise it any, really. It seems like it's pretty much just normal rent, to be honest. So I'm going to be paying quite a lot in rent and stuff, but it's one of those things, really. I've got to be looking at it, really. Right then, let me see who else is in. So we've got 27 people watching now. It's crazy. If you like the video, whack it out. I know I've not been on for that long, so how do you really know you can like the video? But if you like the streams in the past, you could probably say that you like this one. So yeah, whack a like down below. I could use them at the moment. Yesterday I had, 4 likes or 7 likes on that stream. Oh, blooming hell, I mean, it's not like I actually only got 1 dislike on that stream, which was incredible. So it's not like I've got tons of dislikes, but for some reason the likes were a little bit low. So whack them likes. If you whack the likes, you get a free ads point even. Even though we're not doing the whole virtual currency thing on Streamlabs because of what I highlighted earlier or yesterday in the working hangout. And if you don't know about that, what I was talking about, then watch the working hangout, although it is 3 hours, so you probably won't be able to actually find that part of it, but I'm not sure anyway. You can maybe just watch all of it, have it on in the background. Perhaps a uni part. Yeah, that would be good. That would actually be pretty cool. Right, let me just go up. I think I've said hi to most people. I don't know whether I didn't say hi to Fat Girl Sewing or Joan, so hi there. And I didn't say hi to Julie, I don't think, so hi there as well. We're up to 9 likes now. That was on 4 a minute ago. Blooming hell, that was quick. Yeah, so I'd say if you got any more questions or anything, whack them in. I don't think, have I missed a question there? I don't think I have. There we go. I'd love to see a drinking with ads live stream. Well, I could do that potentially in the future. At the moment, I don't drink, but there is the potential for me to change that habit when I'm at university. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna deny myself that or anything. So yeah, you never know. That might be a possibility at some point. Is there a? Oh no, wait. Where was the other thing? Oh no, I already read that out. Didn't I? I don't think. Yeah, I already read that out. I thought there was something else that I missed. No, I didn't miss it. I thought it was another comment that I missed actually. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to my. Oh, I'm not. Oh yeah, I am on it. I need to just bear with me a sec. I just gotta go on to. Where is it? Is it on my dashboard here? Do. Oh, there's a great song I listened to today. It's cool. It's a cool song. It's called Romeo and Juliet by Martin Solveig. Oh, I can never pronounce his name. Solveig or something. Solveig or Solvik. Solvigic. I don't know. Butchering it. I don't know. But it's a bloody good song. Romeo. Type it in YouTube. It's really dance worthy. You know, it really gets you going. It's one of those songs that you just feel good when you listen to. Oh god, we've got loads of people popping in now. Yeah, bloody hell, we're up to 34 now. That's crazy. Yeah, Pleasant Valley Pig. You know, I actually think I would like to actually talk about this anyway, because it's something I noticed. But I think that what happened after I did my video on the fact that I'm quitting reselling and I'm going to university, there's about maybe 30 to 40 people who watch me live who would watch me live without the reselling content, right? And then there's maybe another 100 people after that who will watch the replay of Thursday Talks and watch me live no matter what I'm talking about, right? But I think what happened was when I did that stream, obviously it was reflected in my subscribers because I've not really grown in subscribers over the last few weeks. I've simply just sort of stayed at the same area, just going back and forth. So I've had a few people unsubscribe, then I've had a few more subscribers, then I've had a few more people unsubscribe. So what I think's happened is that now what's left on the channel is the people who are just basically here for me in terms of on Thursday Talks, and so we've lost maybe about 10 viewers who would normally watch live. So that's my kind of thinking on that. But yeah, we were up to 35 a second ago. Oh wait, what's that? Oh, there we go. Someone subscribed. Adz Robinson. Hi there. Hey, I feel like I've seen that name before. I thought Adz Robinson was already a subscriber. Unless it's another Adz Robinson, I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you very much for subscribing, Andy. And yeah, so I think that's what's happened really. And so we're just left with the kind of the group now, the core group that, as Mel from Sparrow's End says, quite good actually, quite a good way of putting it, the kind of the inner circle. And so yeah, I think we're probably each week now going to get between 30 and 40 live viewers instead of maybe that 50 live viewers, 55 live viewers that we used to have. But I was very, very well aware that doing that video will actually shake a few people off, will actually kind of make people think, oh, actually, no, I don't want to watch this channel anymore. And that's fine because, to be honest, for so long it was advertised as a solely reselling channel. And if I'm then saying, look, I'm going to uni now, and yeah, there's going to be reselling content still, but it's not going to be fully reselling stuff, then obviously it's their right to unsubscribe and say, well, this isn't what was advertised previously, so that's what I'm going to do. And so if that's fine, then that's cool. Seb says, no notification. Yeah, I set it up differently today. I set the stream up differently through OBS, so yeah, there wouldn't have been a notification straight away. But yeah, so it is kind of yeah. So what I was going to say is that going forward, I was just trying to think then whether you'd get a notification going forward. Yeah, maybe I could set up the stream, but I think you can still set up the stream before I go live, and then it should send out a notification. But today I didn't do that. I just came on straight away. So that's possibly why you didn't get the notification. Anyway, I'm just going to go up because I had quite a few people join in the last minute or two. We've got Sleepless Hustler has joined. I think I said Julie joined. Oh, I also got a question from Julie there. When are you going to uni and what are you going to study? It is all in that video. The video is entitled, I will tell you now as well, but just for reference, if you want to go back to that video as well, or anyone does, it's the video that is the title just I'm quitting full-time reselling? I think that's the title. I'm quitting full-time reselling in bold, and it explains what I'm doing, my excitement for it, well, it actually doesn't explain where I'm going, but I am going to Bangor University. I know a few people will now be aware of that in the chat anyway, because I think I mentioned it on another video. But yeah, I'm going to Bangor University, but I didn't mention that in that video. I don't know why I didn't mention it. I just kind of didn't. It was weird. I just didn't mention it. I mean, I think maybe at that time I was still a little bit unsure whether I'd go to Bangor or York, but I decided on Bangor in the end because the course content was more what I wanted. Well, to be honest, quite a lot more of what I wanted. So yeah, it's all in that video, but I'm going to study philosophy and religion. That's the name of the course. Deals with loads of different stuff in philosophy, life and death, God, being, metaphysics, which again is, you know, sort of how the universe has been created, or how it's like basically a philosophy of existence. I would like to study within that as a side hobby, not relating to the course, but the metaphysics of cosmology, which is the basically the philosophy of how the universe came to be. I'm very interested in that. I'm very interested in things like the philosophy of physics and stuff like that. I really like that, although I don't get enough time to read about physics. I've only read a few books on it. I really do want to read, like, you know, a lot more on it, because I don't know that much, but it fascinates me, all the different particles and stuff like that. But you only have so much time to read. But yeah, so it is... So I am, it's funny saying that, because I've just said I'm doing a philosophy and religion course, and then I've said about physics. I do try and keep quite a broad range, because I myself am not necessarily religious. I do hold a lot of ideas that religious traditions have, and I think that a lot of the traditions within religions are quite, well, psychologically positive, although there is definitely a psychologically negative attitude that can go along with religion, but I do obviously have that appeal, and I always gravitate towards things like mysticism, religion, spirituality, but I do try and keep a fairly holistic view and think, well, no, I'm going to entertain bits of, the kind of opposing view, because you always think, like, you know, and I think I've said it before, where you have the mystic and the scientist, and they're like the almost the opposites, the polar opposites, and some scientists don't like mystics, and some mystics don't like scientists. So I try and keep a fairly broad view. I wouldn't categorise myself as, I think it's New Age, I think the term is, a New Ager or a New Age person. I wouldn't categorise myself completely as that, although there is definitely somewhat, I mean, I would say there's some very, very small links in my philosophy to that, but it's not particularly what I would categorise myself as. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's basically the gist of it. I know people may be bored of hearing that because I've said it quite a lot, but yeah, if people are gonna ask, I'm gonna have to say, because, you know, they're asking for it. So, you know, anyway, we'll get on with the stream now, and we'll have a couple more questions if anyone's got any questions. I have read the Upanishads. I've not read the Tibetan Book of the Dead yet. I've got the Gita down there. I was, funnily enough, I was reading a book the other day, and I thought, oh, what's that book there on the shelf? Because I've got loads of books down there, and I forget, you know, what some of them are. And I picked it up, and I thought, oh yeah, that's the Gita. I've got to read that. That was the incarnation of Vishnu, wasn't it? Who was what was he called in the story? Was he No, he wasn't Indra, because that's a different god, isn't it? Although kind of an Indra is an incarnation of Vishnu within the dream of the world, essentially. So you could say actually that an Indra is an incarnation of Vishnu anyway. But he did come down as one of his 10 incarnations. Well, if you're a Buddhist, it's 10 incarnations. If you're not a Buddhist, it would be 9 incarnations, because the 10th incarnation would be representative as Vishnu coming down to Earth as the Buddha. Is it the opposite way around? That's it. It's the opposite way around. So if you possibly are a Hindu, you may believe in the ten incarnations, but the Buddhist might reject it. I think that's the way around it is. I'm a bit hazy on that actually, but it's one way around or the other anyway. But I think actually it's the Buddhists that a lot of Buddhists actually say, no, I'm not going to say that he was a 10th incarnation of Vishnu. But anyway, I don't know. Whichever way it is around, some side negate it anyway. But yeah, so I think I forgot what Krishna. That's it. That's the name, Krishna. I'm pretty sure that was the name of his incarnation. And he talks to this guy that begins with an A. I forget what the guy's name is. And he's saying, there's this big battle, isn't there? I mean, I'm trying to recite it even though I've not read it. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I just enjoy it. So, I think he's basically, this guy is within a spiritual crisis, and he doesn't realise why these two opposing sides have to fight, what the point is this in or whatever. And so, obviously, Krishna's there in an incarnation of man, trying to help him through this and actually get him to be one with Brahman and realise the self, essentially, or the universal self in Hinduism, which is representative of Brahman, because you have the you have the Tri-Devi and the Tri-Morti. The Tri-Devi is the female variant or a feminine variant of the Tri-Morti, I think. Yeah. And then you have, so in the Tri-Morti, you have Brahma, the creator, you have Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. Shiva's always my favourite. If ever I was a Hindu, I'd probably be is it a Shivite? I think the denomination of Hinduism. Because you have the Smartas, you have the Shaktis, you have the Shivites, and you have the Vaishnavites. And each one of those denotes basically devotion to a personal god, except the Smartas, which take up Advaita Veda, or Veda Advaita philosophy, which is the non-dual philosophy. And so I'd actually be either a Smarta or a Shivite. But yeah, I like Shiva. I think he's good. And then he does the universal dance to destroy the cosmos, and then he turns around to reveal the face of Brahma, the creator again, to then create the universe again. It's very, very, very interesting. And these are all synonymous with different states. Well, I've actually drawn the conclusion that these are synonymous with the different states of the human organism, and that therefore, because in the Advaita philosophy, we are a part of the Godhead, the preserving nature of ourselves in terms of Vishnu could be identified by, let's say, eating and sustenance, preserving the body. Shiva, the destroyer, is within ourselves as well in our eventual death. And then Brahma, in our creation, that's the ability for us to create new life. And so when you look at the Vedanta philosophy of the non-dual philosophy and parallel it with the fact that we are a part of the Godhead, you can actually see, based on our physical organism, and you can see how the material world could actually be one with the spiritual world as well, and which actually our organism is almost it's basically like that Tri-Morti in those kind of functions that we have, which is really cool. But in that hypothesis, what that would mean, which some people wouldn't take very kindly, is it's gone. No, damn it, brain work. Oh no, it does this on me all the time. I get a train thought, and then it goes, and then it'll come back in a minute, but I have too much in my mind and I can't. Oh, give me a minute. I can't. It won't come. It'll come to me in a minute. Right, give me 10 minutes. But yeah. Alan Watts I love Alan Watts. Ram Dass I've heard of, but I've not actually looked into it. No, I've not looked into Ram Dass, but I've heard of him anyway. So what was I saying anyway? Oh, bugger it, I don't know, I forgot. Anyway, it was a very good train of thought, and it was a bloody brilliant hypothesis, but it's gone. I think I've got it wrote down somewhere, though, so it's cool. But yeah, it's one of those things, innit? How do I chat to you about spirituality and all things related? If you go down below, go on my Instagram, if you've got Instagram, and go down there. If you've not got Instagram, I've got Facebook down below, and then you can message me there. But yeah, so what was I saying about that bloody... Oh, it's a brilliant bloody hypothesis, that. Well, it was basically just talking about how the material and the spiritual can be a union, and that there's not really any distinction between the material and the spiritual. And I mean, yeah, that's the yin and the yang as well, if you think about it. In well, School of Naturalists, but more later Taoism and things like that, and Buddhism as well in the form of Zen. But yeah, it's kind of yin and yang, because most people would say the yin, the dark element, would be the material world, and the positive element would be the spiritual world. But you can't have one without the other, like Alan Watts says. And then obviously you get the union in the full self, in the totality of self. And so, yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Within, I'm kind of putting together sort of Taoist philosophy in with Hinduism in a way, but also trying to interlink it within the themes within Hinduism, but with something else to it as well, because that's not a very good enough hypothesis. There was something good, there was something rich, there was something powerful there that I forgot that was going to be a bloody brilliant hypothesis, and my brain's not good enough. My brain is not good enough. I don't like it. Why can't my brain be better? It would be great if my brain was better. Anyway, how's everyone's coronavirus shopping going? Well, went into Tesco's for normal shop, to read only 5 cans of food per customer. Whoa! Oh my god, that's crazy. It's going blooming crazy there, isn't it? Ramdaz, I'm gonna Google that actually, because I have heard of him, but I've just not looked into him. It's one of those ones where I need to buy a book. Oh yeah, I've seen him. I've seen the picture of him before. Yeah, Baba Ram Das was an American spirit. Oh yeah, he died not long ago, didn't he? Yeah, look at that, 22nd of December. Blooming hell. Yeah. Yeah. But I agree with you anyway, Thomas, that like Alan Watts was the main person to get me into philosophy. I absolutely think he's brilliant. I think that his understanding, not only of philosophy and of spirituality, but also of generally the psychology of being a human, of what it means to live this life, he just like proper got it like spot on. And it seems to me that I actually, when because I went through an intense period of listening to him, so I started listening to him in March of 2018-ish, around that, maybe Feb to April 2018, and I got absolutely hooked. I was watching him for 4 or 5 hours a day, pretty much, for months upon months upon months, and at the end of, I don't know, close to a year, I was repeat watching repeat listening to things, because I just loved it. I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was so spot on. And after repeat listening and and doing all that, and I've probably watched all of his talks. I know he did about 400 talks or 300 talks that were on audio and that are on YouTube. But honestly, out of all those hours, I've probably watched all of his talks, and I remember saying, when I'd started to grasp and understand what he was, really started to grasp and understand what he was saying, I was like, he's basically worked, I think I said it on stream actually, I don't even know, because I might have said it on stream, he's basically worked out the secret of life. He's basically done it. There's nothing else to learn, and everyone is going round, and everyone's basically, and this is a funny quote he has as well, that everyone's going round in a panic, trying to be more than themselves, basically. That's part, well, obviously I'm paraphrasing a bit there, but yeah, it's funny that I was like, why is everyone still doing stuff? Why don't we just all go out and now this was just before I realised my folly in this, because it was funny, because you go through realisations, but I realised my folly in this, but I was like, why don't we all just stop and just have a big party? But obviously that wouldn't be in accord with the Tao at all, or anything like that, because if you had a party, and I've said this example before, if you have a party then the party over a certain period of time won't be a party anymore. It'll just turn into a weird evil parody of a party because, of course, of the yin and yang and the fact that you can't always have positive. It has to turn to a negative at some point. So then you'd be in a hellish situation anyway. But it was funny because when I heard words, I was like, oh my god, we shouldn't be. Why are we doing anything? What, it's fun. But yeah. You go through you go through proper nutty phases with spirituality and stuff. You go through like proper nutty phases. It is funny. Anyway, let me have a look up the old chat. Dude, everybody, dude. Oh, losing my religion. That's good. Is that who's that? Oh yeah, rapid eye movement. That's a good one. Right then, let me have a look. We will miss you, Adz. Oh, thank you very much. Well, wait, hang on. Where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. What are you on about? I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna be on YouTube when I'm at university, so it's fine. Evening, Georgina. How's today been? Sales are slow because of CV. Well, I don't know. Is it because of that? Are we putting it down to that now? I've never been in an inner circle. Can't see it starting now. What do you mean, Kirsten? Can't see it starting. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Don't stress over it. Do what makes you happy. Yeah, I've got to just go for it. I know I've got to just go for whatever I'm passionate about and what I'm gonna do. Really. Stay healthy. I'm such a bad influence. I've missed so much chat here, but yeah, it's always the way. I literally go on a ramble and I can't get all the chat up. So. 7th. Oh, he was the 7th reincarnation. Oh, right. Oh no. Do you mean the Buddha or do you mean Krishna? I guess you mean Krishna. Okay, cool. Seem like you know a lot about this stuff anyway, Thomas. So I could probably learn quite a lot from you actually, and you might learn a bit from me as well. Because I know I'm more. I don't know. You probably will know quite a lot about Zen and stuff. But I mean, I don't confess. There's a real art in Zen because you say, well, I know a lot about Zen, but actually you can't know anything about Zen. So when you say, oh yeah, I know a lot about Zen, really it denotes someone who doesn't know a lot about Zen. So I won't say I know a lot about Zen, but I'll say that I've looked into Zen quite a lot. Let's just leave it at that, even though I don't really and can never understand Zen from an intellectual viewpoint. But you just end up getting yourself into proper double binds when you talk about Zen in any form of language. It's crazy. That's the longest poetry. Oh yeah, it's a big epic poem, isn't it? Yeah. I do need to read it actually. It's just I've got so many books. You're probably the same. I don't know whether you read or not, but you might be the same. In which I literally I've got so many books, and there's only a matter of time in the day, and so I just end up picking one up, and that's that really. I've got a book actually. I've got a mysticism book on at the moment. I've not started it yet. Evelyn. I want to say Evelyn Underwood or something like that. Anyway, who was a mystic, I think, in maybe the 20th century, 19th century, maybe the 19th. I want to say 19th, but let's type it in. I want to say 19th because Alan Watts read her when he was a little bit younger. Maybe in his 30s, I want to say. I typed in Watts, Evelyn Underwood. Oh no, Underhill. Underhill? Is that right? Underhill? Possibly Underhill, not Underwood. Yeah, so like sort of 19th, 20th century, yeah. This is one of the quotes. After all, it's those who have a deep and real inner life who are the best able to deal with the irritating details of outer life. Oh, that's a good quote, guys. Right, anyway, anyone got any questions? Whack them in the chat if you've got any questions. Only one sale today. Yeah, well, it was alright for me yesterday, I had quite a few sales, but then today's gone off. I want to say I had 10 sales or something, like a lot. I had quite a few actually, I don't know exactly, but I had, I think I had about 3 or 4 to pack, and then I woke up this morning, that was the day before, and then I woke up this morning from yesterday, and I was on 13, so, yeah, I don't know, maybe I must have had about 10, 9 or 10 yesterday. So that was actually pretty good. That was pretty decent. Hi, watching from the gym, so can't hear you. So can't hear. Oh well, you're not missing much, Andrew. It's all right. The resolution to all philosophy. Oh, bugger it. Yeah, well, that's a very, very good thing to say, actually, and I'll tell you for why, because Alan Watts says that. It's funny. He says, he gives the example of the donut, so, or something like a donut and ice cream, where this child is asking his mother questions, saying, why do we do that? Why does God do this? Why do we look at the universe in this way, or the rest of it? And then the mother just eventually says, "Oh, shut up and eat your donut," and that's the example he gives. And it's quite funny. It's quite true that we do that. But why do we do that? That's the question. Because if we were really, this is my hypothesis on the whole death situation, right? If we were really scared of death, we wouldn't waste 1 minute on anything else but trying to eradicate death as a possibility. We would have all 7 or 8 billion people on this planet now, nearly 8 billion, all 8 billion people on this planet working on the problem of death, if we were really truly scared of it. But we're not, are we? If you think really deep inner down, because we always say, after a long time philosophizing, we always say to ourselves, bugger it, we'll just leave it. And we would only do that if we knew right deep down, right inner, really inside your mind, really inside almost what some people would call the soul. We would only do that if we knew that death wasn't the real end. We would only do that if we knew somewhere that actually this isn't just it. We do experience another life in the form of the Hindu philosophy, or even some maybe slightly controversially thinking within Taoism and Zen, although it's not, as Alan Watts said, it's not really thought of by a lot of Zen guys or Taoists as necessarily reincarnation. It's just that new people come along. But you could think of it in a Zen idea or a Taoist idea of reincarnation as well. But yeah, so why do we do that? And we would only do that if it wasn't a crucial thing to look at. And if it wasn't a crucial thing to look at, why wouldn't it be a crucial thing to look at? Because it isn't the final end. And there you go. And there, by a little bit of logic, and if you want to take that on board or not, we get to the conclusion that, the hypothetical conclusion that actually death isn't the end, just simply by that logic there. But yeah, it's interesting. Why? When you think like that, you think, well, it can't be. It simply can't be. But you're always going to have personalities, and so the personality is going to die, but then a new personality is going to come along. It's whether you make the association that that person within that new consciousness is actually you, in the sense of the generalized consciousness that you feel here. Obviously, it's not you in the personality sense, but it may be you in terms of the actual localized consciousness from obviously a wider generality of consciousness, in which obviously life pops up out of unconsciousness or the unknown. And then obviously we have this generality of experience in which the self is playing all the different roles. And then obviously you have but every single one of them in a form is you, but it's not you, is it really, in the same sense? Because you can't really say you're reincarnating because your personality is dying. Yes, you may be coming along as a new consciousness and you're experiencing that, but it's not you who is experiencing that. If we're talking talking in terms of the language, because you are associated to your personality. I am Adam. Adam, or Adz, or whoever, this version of me will never exist again. There might be similar versions of me in terms of, if you want to believe in parallel universes, or even in future people to exist, and they might be almost pretty much identical, but this version of me will be unique, and therefore, even if, let's say, I were to reincarnate, I would be a different person, and I would be a different life, and I would have no prior knowledge of this life. So therefore, can you really say you reincarnate? Because it's a totally different person. And that's where certain people will say, well, no, it's not necessarily reincarnation, it's just simply the way of how it goes, the way of the universe's expression, essentially, and it's just simply an ongoing thing like that. It's funny because Alan Watts talks about in another in a very, very fascinating talk actually about a micro reincarnation pattern, and he says there's not really any point, no matter how you can define your micro reincarnation pattern, because everyone is the whole anyway, everyone is the self in this idea. So therefore, if you are the self or the whole, you are everyone and everyone is you. And therefore, if that's the case, there's no point in trying to define where you've come from in terms of some sort of structural reincarnation pattern, because it doesn't matter, you are all of them. But obviously you can, if you want, you can hypothesize, oh, maybe I was that person a few years ago. Why would we get to this conclusion? Well, we get to this conclusion because you might have a very strong association with someone from the past, and you might think, oh, actually, I feel on some sort of level that our lives, the experiences they've had, are very similar to the experience that I've had. You can almost, it's a weird feeling, because I've tried to look into it and do it, and you get, it's almost as if these people are transporting you through life, protecting you, even though they are a completely different person, and they seem to still help you. It's almost very much like Carl Jung's idea of synchronicity, but it's almost as if the self kind of moves you through this, and you have, let's say, this maybe a person who's alive or maybe a person who's dead actually, but you have this person who kind of helps you through this, and you seem to always associate with them. And yeah, if it is someone who's dead, if it's someone who's alive, yes, we can have reincarnation, I do believe, in terms of through space and time. So because obviously, as Carl Jung said, the psyche transcends space and time, you could actually be living now and then die and then come back as your best friend and live out the same life like that, because the psyche is not there's no barrier in space and time. There's only a barrier in space and time right now for this conscious being, but when I go into the unconscious and then come back out as another person, the unconscious is a whole different mechanism that isn't limited by space and time, because we can see in dreams different themes that you can be in a dream in the 17th century, and you can be conversing with fictional people, but that is in a different time. So therefore, the psyche isn't limited by space or time, and therefore, if the overall psyche, which is equivalent, or the collective psyche, which would be equivalent, or the unas mundus, which would be equivalent as the overall self, the overall self isn't actually within this kind of structured idea of space-time. And so then, when you go back into that overall self, it can deposit you back into the same time period you were, but as your best friend. Or you could say, oh, right, okay, so this is my incarnation now, and I'm going to go back to 1856 to live out the life of Sigmund Freud. I'm going to go back to this. And you could, I mean, it has been something that I thought I might have been Freud in another life, but to be honest, I think that's just delusions of grandeur rather than anything, so I've got to keep that at bay a little bit. I've definitely thought that either in a future life or a past life I've been Alan Watts, very, very, in terms of my kind of... I feel like I've had some sort of weird Dharma transmission from him, in which I've had some sort of relay of the teachings, even though he's not a guru who's alive or anything. I really do feel that, and that's very... that's actually a really big statement to make within mysticism or spirituality, because a lot of people will deny the fact that you can have a guru who's dead and get any sort of Dharma transmission from that. But I actually think that you can get Dharma transmission from someone who's dead. And I know that sounds really weird. I know it sounds really weird, but I do actually think that, controversially. And so maybe after this life, I go back to be Alan Watts. I get dropped in on the 6th of January 1915, and I live out his life, you see there. You don't know. And that the weirdest thing now with this is that I, in my conscious awareness, have absorbed Alan Watts' teachings, right? And there's almost some sort of weird bootstrap paradox there, right? Bootstrap paradox is where, let's say, you see something, and then you actually take those things back into the past and you become the thing that you saw. So the example in Doctor Who actually is really cool, where you go back and basically you are a really big fan of Beethoven, and you go back in time, and then you realise there's no one called Beethoven in that time period, and you're puzzled about it, but you think, I don't want the work of Beethoven to go to waste. So you have already had in your mind or in copies the all the symphonies and concertos and stuff, and so you get it published under the name Beethoven, and you become Beethoven. So therefore, in this way of thinking, although we could say the psyche or the collective unconscious doesn't actually have a tie to that physical brain, because once my brain's dead, I lose that information. But that's not to say that the collective unconscious loses that information, isn't it, really? So we could say that's true. And then I get some sort of very structural background information in the back of my psyche when I go back to 1915, so that then I then structure the things as Alan Watts, and then, oh my god, and then now I am looking at the thing that I structured in 1960. It's incredible. I mean, yeah, okay, it's a little bit insane, but still, it's bloody incredible how it all works. I can see it all. I see all the little connections and everything. It's hard being me. It's very, very hard being me. Anyway, it's what happens to my pants when I see your what is going on in there? Everyone's just chat. See, this is the thing about my chat. I go on some like insane ramble. I mean, that was an insane ramble. That was insanity right there. What I just said. What I just said there could be construed by a professional psychiatrist, someone who knows what they're doing. They could say this guy is possibly psychotic or insane. Everyone in my chat is just like, yeah, we don't care. This is why I love it. This is why I love it, because everyone doesn't judge or anything for it, which is really cool. Because you could imagine how someone would really harshly judge that. You know, someone would be like, oh my god, that's proper, you need to get yourself checked out. There might be one or two people in the chat who say that, but literally 95% of chat don't even say that. It's incredible. It's like, you know when you found the people who you connect to best, when you can say something like that and it doesn't make people think, oh, holy crap, I'm just running. But I'm sure there's possibly a few people in the chat who would say. But you could say perhaps people are scared of death. I don't know why I read scarred. Scared of death, but people have accepted death is the font of life, or that it is a constant. Yeah, yeah, Seb. I'll take that on board, definitely, because that's yeah, so you'd need more. That's why I said it's that's why I kind of hope to say that it was a hypothetical conclusion, because you can't really put it down to simply that. But yeah, if you could definitely say that someone's scared of death, then they just accept it, and then they're just like, well, let's continue with life. Yeah, that is a constant. Yeah, and it's funny because that's actually something that my mum said a few days ago. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was I was saying. I was saying something about a depersonalization experience or something. I said something like that anyway. And I was saying, I said to her, how do people sort of cope with this? How do people actually just cope with the fact of life? And she just said, well, it's so long and it's such a constant that you just get on and do it. And that is very, very parallel with what you've said there. And so, yeah, that could be the counter argument to the argument I made, or the hypothesis I drew. And therefore, it's like, well, maybe we need to do some more digging deep into that, Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. I've got 2 Twitch followers. I don't know whether you're asking. Wait, what did you say? It's for Twitch followers, G. Why? You asked about the Twitch followers? I'll have to go up, 1 sec. No Louise tonight, Andrew. Yeah, where is Louise? Is she not in? I don't know. She's probably doing something. Yeah, I'll see. I'll see that in an hour. Yeah. Who were you talking about, Ads, that you watched for hours a day? I watched Alan. Well, I didn't watch him. He doesn't. Unfortunately, there's very, very little video content of him out there. He died in 1973, November, I think. I think it was. I don't know the exact date. 25th, 23rd, 26th, 28th. Something like that. Anyway, he died in November of 1973, and he only got bits of him on video, but he did record a lot of his audios. In fact, he had a friend, because I just read his autobiography not too long ago. He had a friend who was a audio technician or something like that, and he wasn't actually going to record any of his audios. I'm sure he saw the point in it, but he didn't. It just didn't come up. And then this guy who was his friend, he had so many friends. He went to parties, and he'd go to parties with like the best spiritual guys of that day. Dr. D.T. Suzuki, Krishnamurti, not U.G. Krishnamurti. What's it? Judah Krishnamurti. And he went. I went to one party, and Marlon Brando was there, and everything. He was one of the best philosophers in the world of his day. So obviously, he was in some really big circles, kind of thing. He actually was in this circle with this. I want to say Slovenian or Russian mystic who was very similar to Gurdjieff, the famous rascal guru and mystic. And he actually got he got in this kind of little secret mystic association, and this guy said to him, wherever you go in the world, my people will protect you and stuff. It was like proper gangster stuff in his early days, and I think that was when he was, I don't know, I want to say early 20s at that point. It might have been a bit later, but I think that was more towards the start of the book when he was maybe early 20s. But yeah, so this audio technician, anyway, getting back to that, said, why don't you record talks and stuff? And so he entertained the idea and he recorded them. And obviously he died not very young, but pretty young at 58. He had a heart condition actually, and he was getting treatment for the heart condition. But then one night, I believe he died peacefully in his sleep anyway. So he died. But the funny thing is, right, and this is weird, going back to the whole reincarnation thing, I have a complex, and I have had a complex for about 5 years around the heart. Now, why would I necessarily have a complex around the heart unless maybe I was him in the other life? But even saying that, if I was him in my hypothesis in terms of in the future, then I wouldn't have a complex around the heart now in this life because it's yet to come, even though it was in the past, but it's in my future in terms of a micro reincarnation pattern. But if maybe if it was in the past and I'm in the next life, then that would explain somewhat why I have a complex around the heart. But then that's getting into real pseudo parapsychology, and also I suppose transpersonal psych. But it even goes beyond transpersonal psychology. Really, it goes proper. Yeah, no, it kind of is transpersonal, but it sort of goes beyond that as well. But we could actually see also, if the reincarnation thing is true, where you could get complexes that go across lifetimes in the psyches. So we have like an individual psyche, but then when it gets deposited back down, maybe there's some sort of residual information. I don't know. I can't see enough to know what goes on in the unconscious, in the sort of unas mundas, what's beyond the collective unconscious, and what could possibly be retained after death. Really, it makes more logical sense that nothing is retained after death, and with the creation of a new brain, you simply go about as an individual without any sort of understanding of previous things from a previous life. That makes more sense. But I mean, it's interesting. I mean, more logically and more speaking from a more grounded psychological point of view, it's simply because I have a complex around the heart, which is part of a greater medical complex because I had a lot of operations before the age of 10. And if I have a lot of operations before the age of 10, then you're going to get a complex around the body or physiology, especially if you've got, other things as well. And so That's more the logical viewpoint, and we have to go with that. We have to say, right, well, that's the right reason in this circumstance. But it's interesting from a little hobby or a fantasy viewpoint to say, oh well, what if it was, it's interesting. But anyway, so what was I saying? So yeah, he recorded all of his talks, and I watched hours of. I mean, you can tell I'm reciting off things from all of his talks, like the. Almost, I can just recite. This is what I'm saying about the whole Dharma transmission thing. I know pretty much all, or I could recall pretty much all of what he was saying, given a bit of time and stuff. And so I've got all that information. It's almost like I've become, and I have another hypothesis, that basically a thought can carry on a person. So what I mean by that is if you are, let's say, the personality type of a certain person who's died, but you're very, very closely identified with the personality type, and you're sort of maybe you're high in openness or whatever, or high in this or high in that. All your traits, all the things psychologically align with that of a person. And then what happens is when you actually look at their material, you really absorb it so easily. And then what happens is you can actually start to look at them more in a feeling way in terms of who they were. And then you can actually absorb in a certain way part of what they are. In a way, that is reincarnation. In a more sort of scientific way of looking at it, because it's not that person's been reincarnated or anything, but it's just that all those thoughts, all the things that person was, are being sort of absorbed into the new generation, and then obviously I am presenting them. And I sometimes use the mannerisms of Alan Watts. I sometimes say the famous one that he always said, "in this way," and stuff like that. I always but then those mannerisms came from someone before him that he picked up from, and then we get into the idea, well, really there isn't any sort of level of solid personality, and this is the whole Zen idea of the fact that where are your footsteps when you walked into the room? So someone comes into the room and they say, how do you know you're the same person that you were, when you walked in? And then there's nothing that person can say physically to point to the fact that they are the same person, because the Zen master will say, well, where are your footsteps? And there's no footsteps there. They're not there. And even if you're walking on snow, the footsteps get covered up. And so there's no real entity of personality there, really, if you think about it. It's just all these different things from society, and also the production, the structure of how a brain grows. We then obviously get this kind of feeling of basically not having a personality. It's just all different things that we've taken from different people all throughout our life. It's weird, isn't it? Really, if you think about it like that. And then there's no element of you left. And of course, that's a very, very Zen idea as well. Or a very, well, there's other things that it's a very big idea of as well. But well, it's interesting. So then in that way, you have that kind of reincarnation there. So I just think it's quite cool, because I think, well, maybe for the next few hundred years, in a way, I'll still be alive, because someone, and you hear people, I've heard my grandma or my mum and stuff talk about it, someone anyway talk about this, that, when people say people will be carried on in their memory. So, I will always have a memory of my grandparents, and so they will be carried on in that way. That's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about that they will be carried on in me, and then I will be carried on in someone else. But there's always going to be a finite end to that with the end of the species, or the end of kind of just the end of the species, really, isn't it? That would probably be the ultimate end. So when the species end, any form of Adam or any form of anyone is eradicated, and therefore, there's also the kind of element of the kind of illusion of personality in that as well, the kind of the Maya element of personality, the world illusion element of personality in that. Anyway, do I love that song. I really do. It's got stuck in my brain. It's crazy. Oh, Georgina said, what's that percentage bar across top? If you go on my Twitch, if you want to, down there, it's actually, the link is in the description, but go down there, and if you want to go on my Twitch, go over there, because I'm doing some streams over there as well. Well, I'm going to do one tomorrow, I think. Oh, yeah, I should do one tomorrow. I'm going to play a game on there or something. Not an actual good game, just a game. Right, I need to put this in the chat. So, you know I talked about the ads cards yesterday. Do. One sec. No, not manage card. Oh, God, it's so annoying. Alerts. Right, there we go. So, do you remember this yesterday? One sec. Hi.
Adz Robinson redeemed this card. Hi.
So you remember that from yesterday, and I said today I'll be giving away some free ads cards. Well, the day has come. We are going to be giving away some free ads cards today. So let me go over to my... oh, what's that? What was that? Oh, I don't know what that was. Anyway, manage cards. Ah, there it is. Right, so we are going to give away some packs today, and you can use them on the stream if you would like, or you can use them next week, whenever. So I will put this link in here, and if anyone wants to click through and have a look and have a gander at these, where's the tab? Then you can do. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but first 5 people will get some packs for free. So I'll put the link in now, and if anyone wants to redeem any of those, they can do. There's all different packs of cards and stuff, so yeah, have a gander at it if you want, and if a card pops up in a few minutes, then I will have to make sure that I do whatever it says on that card, which will be pretty funny. Nate got a question for you. Nate, choose Nate in the chat. I don't know, I can't see him. How's life? I bet your video gonna boom once you release it. Oh, what, is BCP doing a video? No, he isn't. He's not doing a video, is he? Oh my god. He's doing a video. Yeah, at the least, people are reincarnated and carried by those still alive. Like the Lion King, I hear the voice of those I have lost because I know what they'd say on matters I think it was. Yeah, definitely. Funnily enough, it's weird because in my idea of basically, oh, what was it going to say? Oh yeah, in my idea of the Mana person, well, not my idea, it's Jung's idea, but what I'm trying to say is that within Jung's idea of the Mana personality, Jung was a psychiatrist, by the way, more of a spiritual psychiatrist, that's why I gravitate to him more, but within his idea of the Mana figure, the Mana personality, which is the superordinate personality, someone who is individuated, someone who is a very, very holistic person, very strong individual. You see a lot of these people in the world, actually. Generally, you can actually characterize these people. You can see a lot of them in business as well. A lot of the main guys in business, the big businessmen, they're kind of individuated people. The people who are at the top of their fields are normally very strong Mana personalities who are individuated. And generally it's people who are a little bit older, maybe about 40, 45, although I do have a conception, and I will be willing to argue. I'm willing to argue or debate with anyone, I tell you, but I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. But no, I will be willing to debate or argue this point with many psychiatrists, and I know there's going to be psychiatrists who debate me on this and say, and I know what their reservations will be, and I already have an argument for that. I'm not going to go into it now, but I do think that within extreme circumstances, there can be people who are individuated by about the age of 25 to 30 rather than 45, 40. But as I say, it's a controversial statement to make, because a lot of people would say, no, you're too immature at that age. You can't. But anyway, I go into it on a philosophy day. If you haven't subscribed to my philosophy channel, I'm just recorded a load of videos, and I edited some yesterday. I've not posted on there in a month or so, but I went through a period of posting about 12 videos or something, and then I thought, right, I'll have a break now. And so that channel's very sporadic, but I'm doing a series on there. I've been interested in Jungian psychology for maybe the past 18 months, so not an incredible amount of time, but during that time I have been doing an incredible amount of self-introspection, I'm talking hours each day. I've probably racked up, a good Jungian analyst has to, in their training, rack up at least 300 hours of analysis. I've probably done that, if not a lot more. I've actually got a document, and this is not me trying to say, oh, how brilliant I am, all the rest of it. I'm just simply trying to state. The problem is, you can't state without somewhat thinking that someone else is going to call you out saying, oh, you have ego inflation, especially when you know that what ego inflation is. This is a battle between psychologists and psychiatrists here. It's constant one-upmanship of saying, oh, oh, you have this complex, you have that, you have the other. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I've got a document that is about 80 odd pages as just a self-introspection document, and I have a document that, well, I've not added to it in the last few weeks. I need to add my other dreams to it, but I've got a document that's about 60 pages long of dream interpretation. So in the last 18 months, I have been introspecting like mental. And you know what my brain's like? It runs at 90 miles an hour. And this dream is obviously something that can attest to that. And so I've been doing so much sort of introspection on that. And I thought what I would do is do a series of young videos on my channel. Now, of course, I'm still learning. There's things that I am not 100% with. In fact, doing this series, and also while I was reading a young book by a great Jungian psychiatrist, actually, or a clinical psychiatrist. I don't know whether it was a Jungian or a clinical psychiatrist. Well, he was a psychiatrist, whatever the case, called James Hall. And he actually really illuminated me on a few things that I thought, oh no, I don't think like that. Oh no, I don't think like that. And so it was very good that I read that book, because I thought to myself, hang on a minute, I might have been getting this just a touch wrong here and so. So I read those, and then what I did was, the other day, I recorded a few other videos and actually revised a few of the videos, because I thought, I don't like that. I don't like saying that in that way now with the new knowledge I have. So, so I thought I'd do a video on that. So if you aren't subscribed to the philosophy channel, it's called Armchair Philosophy on YouTube. You can subscribe to that. I'm not going to force you. It's simply a passion project of mine. But yeah, it's so I'm doing that on there with regards to more psychology or psychiatry as well, because I love the philosophy of the mind. That's something I really enjoy. You still haven't... Oh, sorry, I haven't said who. Alan Watts, yeah, it's Alan Watts. Sorry, I'm just getting too into it, going crazy. Yeah, so anyway, let me go up a little bit. Oh, just followed me on Twitch. Oh, thank you very much, First Beast CQ. I'm going to do a stream tomorrow anyway, so I will put it on my YouTube anyway. Like, not the stream, I mean, I'll put the link on my YouTube. Actually, here we go. Yeah, I'll say this now. If you want to go over to my Twitch tomorrow, when I'm streaming, I will put a link on my YouTube community tab. So if you are obviously wanting to see me just... Basically, it's just going to be me just pissing about on there, if I'm being honest. But if you want to see me pissing about on there, and you want a bit of background noise for when you're listing, or you're this, or you're that, then yeah, pop over there. I'll probably do one tomorrow, or at minimum Saturday. I'll go on there for a couple of hours. Now I've heard that the sort of average stream time for Twitch for video gamers on there, is about 4 or 5 hours. Now I'm not going to do that, but you know, I'll go on there and do something for a few hours, couple of hours maybe. So let me go up anyway, because I've not actually... oh, we've got Jennifer in. Hi there, Jennifer. And we've got Michelle in. I don't know whether Michelle's been in for a while, so hi there, Michelle. I'm not sure. Maybe you have, but I've just not seen you in the chat as of late, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't know whether I actually got an answer to that, whether BCP is actually going to do a video on his own or not. I'm not on his own, but on his own channel. Well, yeah, kind of on his own, but on his own channel. I'm not sure. What time are we anyway? Oh, we've been an hour. Right, we've been an hour, so I'll get another questions up. I'll get another couple of questions, and then I'll head off. But yeah, so if you got any questions, whack them in. Other than that, I will head off in a minute. Oh yeah, but what if someone redeems one of them cards? Oh god, yeah, what if someone redeems one of them cards? Right, I'll have to wait 10 minutes. Did you get the thing in the chat there for them cards? Oh yeah, it's up there, innit? So if you, as I say, if you'd like to redeem a card, then there is the link. The first 5 people will get the free chest of cards, which you get 3 cards in a chest. So please, there's 30 people watching this chat. If you want the cards, be quick, because they might go. They might not, but they might go. So, yeah, if you want one of them, click through, and then you should be able to get them. And then I'll wait 10 minutes or so, just in case someone wants to redeem a card on this stream specifically. And then, obviously, we can redeem that. Oh, thanks BCP for putting in my merch links. Actually, I'm changing my merch as well. I think I might do. I'm going to go with a different service called Designed by Humans or something, I think it's called. So I'm going to go through that, and so potentially that link will change, actually. But I'm still on Teespring for now. Oh, blooming hell, BCP. I just read that. Oh, is then sound on the stream? Question mark. I was like, no, don't tell me I've not put sound on. Someone would have told me, surely. Surely someone would have told me. Up until now. Oh, wait. Oh, someone's redeemed a card. Okay. Oh, that's the hardest one. That is the hardest one. I wish that it was gone. I really am quite mellow for someone without some bellows. That we're gonna count that one because it was pretty. Phonic? One phonic? No, damn it, he don't rhyme. Oh, this is so right. Okay, we're trying again. It's a pity there's no one called Ben. There we go. Oh, no, wait, no, I've not. Oh, bloody hell. Why did you have to get the hardest one first off? Seriously. Okay. I wrote a poetry book, and I can't even rhyme or give you a hook. It's quite terrible. It's disgustingly comparable. No, it doesn't rhyme. It's not even 100% rhyme. 1 sec. Come on, I can do this. See, because it's not spontaneous. It doesn't flow quite erroneous. Oh, no, wait, it's erroneous, isn't it? Damn it. Erroneous. Alonious. Atonious. No. Right, come on. I've got another minute of this left. It's almost like I feel I've had a theft. I can't really complain about my structural disdain. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it really is quite mud. But it is something to do with my jacket that I really feel like a racket to play a little bit of badminton and to see if I can No, I can't do it. No. Oh, someone's redeemed another one. Thank you very much. Fredo. Right, I'm just doing first talk, so I'll be a little bit more longer.
Adam, did you bring the lid in?
Yes, yeah, I brought the lid in, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Right, so that was share a hidden secret. Why does everyone get the worst ones? This is not fair. I was hoping that they would be really rare. I've not set it up right, because they should be really rare. They shouldn't be this common. Why do you have to get the worst ones? Right, okay. A hidden secret. I've not actually got that many. Right, I don't want sympathy for this. like, don't give me sympathy for this at all, but this is... I've got secrets, but I've not got too many, and the ones that I've got are very, very shocking. This is the one that is a partial secret that isn't so shocking in terms of something to do with myself and my kind of experience in life and stuff. So I'm going to say this one. But when I was 12 years old, one of my really, really good friends at the time actually got run over, and they actually got killed, unfortunately. And that was a really big thing that affected me. And as I say, I don't want sympathy for it, but I'm just sharing it simply because I need to share a secret, and I've not got any others that I don't really tell people that often. But yeah, well, what I will say in terms of not getting sympathy for it is I'll talk about her. So she was a really, really wonderful person. She liked Doctor Who as well. And whenever we were in primary school, because obviously she was 12, 13 when she died. I think she was 12. It was over 10 years ago now, so I can't... my brain's muddled, because even during that period I was, I was blubbering and everything, so I can't remember properly. But so she was really, really lovely person, really bubbly. We used to have fights in the playground and everything. She just got me and stuff, and there was this other lad that we used to hang around with called David, and us three as a little trio, we just really basically loved each other. It was just such a wonderful time in high school where we had year 5 and year 6, when we really were getting to know each other and stuff, and we went on school trips and stuff, and I remember her being so just joyous and stuff on school trips and everything. And yeah, okay, I might be looking back with a bit more rose-tinted glasses, but I've got to let myself have that as well at the end of the day. But yeah, genuinely, even if I am looking back in such a way, she still was just a wonderful person, and so that's one of the big secrets. And I've not got many left. I haven't got many left, so that every time someone redeems that card, I am going to come out with something shocking, and you will know that this is going to be something shocking. So if you have redeemed that card tonight, do not do it tonight, because I'm not doing another one, because these secrets are big. I mean, this one isn't necessarily a definite secret, but it's something that I don't talk about. It's something that I don't reveal, and I've never revealed it on a stream. So I'm being true by my word on these cards. I'm really saying things, and I will be open with this. So yeah. Anyway, that was a hard one, because I didn't really want to say that necessarily but yeah, I had to say a secret, didn't I? So yeah, well, people know that now, so take that what you will, I suppose. Take from that what you will. But I give you secrets, I give you stuff. Well, read us your poem again. I could actually read some poetry, and then that would actually clarify or what's the word? It would actually mean that I've actually fulfilled that card, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that is that one. I didn't want to make that necessarily... I don't want to put a downer on the stream necessarily, but I needed to share a secret. So if anyone's got another card that isn't the secret one that they would like to redeem, then you can do so. As I say, just pop it up there. But yeah, so that's that. And if you want to know any more about that girl, if you'd like, I don't know. I mean, people probably won't want to know about it. But if you want to know any more, or you're intrigued or anything, then you can message me and I'll tell you a little bit more and stuff. Because I know it's a bit of a shocking thing just to drop on a stream like that. And I mean, I don't know how much context to give, really. I mean, for me, it's been 12 years. So when it first hit, it was very hard for me. But now, obviously, over the years, I've managed to just, it fades in terms of that. Those very negative feelings and stuff. But obviously for you guys, you just heard that, so it might be quite shocking. And so not necessarily on a personal level, but just shocking if, let's say, you, I don't know, you feel as if you know me in any way. So yeah, anyway, if someone wants to pop over on Instagram and chat about that, I can do. Oh, Nick's joined. I don't know whether I've seen that name in the chat anyway, so hi there, Nick. And if you've not got any more questions, if there's nothing more to say on the stream, then I suppose I will get off, because we've had a couple of ads cards now, so that was eventful, and I'm really scared about the next ads cards, because I'm not going to be able to do... Oh no, what... I'm actually scared. I'm really scared about doing those ads cards now, because this is going to reveal everything. I mean, as I say, I've not got tons of secrets, but the secrets I have are major. Like, major. And I don't even know whether I want to say them on stream, so I'm gonna have to think of more secrets. Yeah. Oh, you've not got it. Don't say you've got it. Seb's got it. Well, I've got the roast card, and I don't feel like it tonight. Why are you getting all the best cards? Oh no, that's a common. The roast card is a common. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, those cards are powerful. That's what we've learned. Oh, it's Jasmine. Oh, right, okay. Why are you on Seb's account then? Have you just logged in with his account? I knew that Seb obviously was your partner, wasn't he? So, or he is. How do you get a card? Georgina says. You go to that link there that's in the chat. I'll post it in again. And I think you have to just, like, when you go on an app and you have to click I authorize with Facebook or something. I think you just have to do that very quickly. It doesn't give like information away or anything. It just says, I think it says something like are you willing to share your birthday or something with us, on the Facebook authorized page or something. You know that Facebook authorized page that you get. Yeah, you go there and then you can get one. But please, if you do get that secret card, don't do it tonight. Any other, but don't do it tonight. Any other card, but don't do that one tonight. Oh, I give my audience too much power. I honestly give my audience too much power. I shouldn't be giving people this much power. It's just a testament to the fact that I trust you guys. I trust you guys with this stuff. Yeah. Also, by the way, just for clarity, I said it yesterday in my live stream, once the 5 packs are gone, then the cards, you can only buy them. Now, I have set up a price, but I need to revise that price, because I think it's basically an auto-generated price, and I think it's too high. So, I am possibly going to lower the price. But yeah, so if you want to buy cards in future, you have to buy them. But for today, as I say, you get 5 free packs. 5 people get 1 free pack each, and each pack contains 3 cards. So, yeah. I'll wait for Georgina just to see if she is doing that card thing. So I'll wait another couple of minutes, and maybe I'll have another card pop up. But yeah, then I will get going. So yeah, as I say, if you got any more questions or anything in that in the chat, then please do go for it. And yeah, it's God. I need to revise the rarity of those cards. Let me go in. I don't like this. Right, let me go in. Where's my card? To go into the cards. I need to go into the rarity of the cards. I really was not... Oh, God. Right, where is it? I can't even get into it. I don't even know where I'm going. Adz default card collection. Oh, how do I even... I don't even know how you go into it. Oh, manage cards. Yeah, manage cards. Right, that's it. The rarity of these guys are going up. You're not having secrets that easy. You'll still be able to get them. I won't make it impossible, but I'm not. They're not going to be bloody easy. Update rarity. Oh no, I can't do it on a. Yeah, I can't do it on there. I'll have to do it after the stream, I think. Oh bloody hell, damn it. Boom, I'm home. Sprint Andrew, don't put it past you now. Don't forget, folks, the word sexy smell resell has been voted for by his own Facebook. Oh, are you live at 8:30, Andrew? I'll get off.
This card. Take it off. Smiley face.
What? Take what off? What article? Why is everyone getting the wares? This is not fair. This is not... What do you want me to take off? It's your choice. Why is everyone getting the wares? This is not fair. This is so not fair. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Right, Georgina, what are you going to put? What do you want me to take off? You can have any article of clothing except the well, any article of clothing that's on my physical body. This is impossible. Everyone's getting the wares. Why are you getting wares? Don't ask me. I have a dirty mind. Right, okay, well, I'm blooming changing my coat. Because we're not getting pants off. So, let's change my coat. What's going on? What's going on, Andrew, is in the chat there's a link to Streamloots. And the first 5 people to actually click that link get free. I know I've got a lisp, but free ads cards. And then what they do is they come up on my OBS and it basically says that I have to do something weird on stream. Or something on stream at least. So, if you click that link, if you want to go through and click that link, then you can get some ads cards and redeem them. But then after the 5 free packs, the 5 free packs of free cards in each pack, they will be going on sale for a very, very low price. And that is a way that basically, if you so would like to, you can help the channel out. And the thing is, with Super Chat, you don't get anything in return, right? But with this, you get something in return. You get the cards, right? And within the cards, there's also bonuses. So one of the cards is, one of the legendary cards is you get a free copy of my poetry book. And then another one of the cards is that you get 30% off my merch. Another one of the cards, a legendary card, is that you get the power to shut down the stream as soon as you redeem the card. So I have to cut off the stream. So there's loads of different kind of prizes, or, well, not prizes, but loads of different things that you can do to influence my stream. Oh, here we go.
Money meant to Luke redeemed this card.
Oh,
Take off your card.
no! So, anyway, that's what they are. So, if you'd like to support me in future, but you'd like to get something back other than just doing Super Chat, then go over to the Streamloots and buy a couple of packs of cards, and yeah, and then you get something in return as well. And as I say, you might be able to get the value back in the poetry book. If, let's say, you get that card in one of the packs and you redeem it, then you basically got your money back because that's a £6 value. And the card packs aren't going to be anywhere near £6. Don't worry about it. We're going to, I don't know, either 75p a pack or something like that. I'm thinking the recommended price on Streamloots is $1.99, but that's too much. I don't like that. That's too high. So I think I'm going to lower it to more around that sort of 75p. Because I mean, what you're really getting, you're not getting that much, are you? Right. So you want the trousers off, right? So I need to. God, this is so bad. This is so bad. Right. I've got to change an article of clothing, so I'm changing my jacket to this. Oh, God. There we go. Alright, coolio. Alright. Right, I'm not going to actually do it. I'm just making sure that you know that I'm changing them, right? Oh, God, I've got bloody things on here. Right, okay. I've got my power bank and my phone there. Bloody hell, I've not even got any other trousers here. Right? Oh, God, no. Seriously, Andrew, why do you have to get this one straight away? Ruins the entire stream. Why is everyone getting wares? That's what I want to know. Bloody hell. Well, I am taking them off. Oh, God. Something's come out. God. Bloody hell, we don't want to see that. The card said, I know I'm taking them off, Andrew. Bloody sake. Right, new one's going on. New one's going on. There, right, okay, you've seen. But I'm in my boxers. Right, new ones are going on. Why is that taking off his trousers on stream? Oh, God. the ads cards. The ads cards made me do it. Also, if you have any suggestions for ads cards, then please pop your suggestions in the chat now, and I will be looking to expand the ads cards range, so that then we can get a bit more different stuff in there as well. So I have now changed my trousers on stream and changed my jacket. Yeah, pretty crazy. I saw knee. Oh my god. Oh god. Why is Adz taking off his trousers on the stream? What is this stream? It's the ads card stream. That's what it is. It's the ads card stream. Give an honest opinion of someone in chat. Why? What? Did you do a... Ads cards, yeah. Why? Did a card pop up then, Georgina? I mean, yeah, Georgina. Give an honest opinion of someone in the chat. Have you redeemed a card? Is that what you're on? I didn't see a card come up. I don't know. Maybe you must have redeemed a card. I didn't get the card for if you did redeem it. That's weird. I want to see flesh. No. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good one, Georgina. I will write that down. I'm a bit slow. I forget. Yeah, but if anyone's got any ideas for ads cards that you'd like to see, then please whack them in the chat. There can be anything, no matter how outrageous. I'll just put it as legendary, so it's a harder card to attain. And yeah, collect them all, as we say. That's what you can do. Ads cards. Ideas. G has gone rogue. Who's G? Oh right, yeah, G. Georgina. Right, okay. Give an honest opinion of someone in chat. I'll be going off in a minute as well, Andrew. Oh, we've got an ads card. Ah, it does nothing. You got the trick card. Brilliant. Nice. Yeah, also there's a trick card in there. There's only one trick card, but it does nothing. I might actually update the rarity of that to rare, because the only reason being, I know it's not necessarily a really desirable card, but the thing is, I don't want everyone getting that card in their packs, because then, you know, let's say someone's paid for a pack, and every single pack you get this card does nothing in, because that's just stupid, you know. So yeah, I will probably update the rarity of that card. But I did want to include that because it's pretty funny. How do we get these cards? Right, so, Lucy, there's a link in the chat now. Now, the first 5 people to redeem this link get the card for free. And then after that, I've not set my price yet, my full proper price. But then the cards have to be paid for. And it's a way, basically, of you guys getting something back for, obviously, helping me. So what I mean is, on Super Chat, right, you don't get anything back, as I just talked about. But with the cards, at least you're getting something back, or there's some sort of interaction there. Something that I have to do that's a bit funny and a bit comical. And it's just a bit better, I think. So, yeah, and as I say, the card packs are not going to be a lot at all. They're going to be like 75p, something like that, for a pack of the free cards. And then you can redeem them whenever you can redeem. You know, like, if you don't want to redeem them on that day or anything, you can just save them for another stream. But yeah, so that's basically what we're going to do. And if anyone takes me up on them, then brilliant. But yeah, so we've probably had about 4 people redeem the cards now. So I don't know whether you will actually be able to redeem them on this link, but I will be advertising the link to purchase them maybe next week or something, once I've got things sorted. And obviously I will be adding to the cards as well, so it means that actually I'll be expanding the collection out, and I'll keep it fresh, so then we've constantly got fresh cards. So I'm going to actually get going in a second, because I know that Andrew is going to be live at 8:30, so I don't want to interrupt Andrew. I obviously want to make sure that he is going live and everyone can go over there. Yeah, so Lucy, if you just click the link, then you might be the fifth person, and then you'll be able to get some for free anyway. But yeah, so it's a little thing. It's called Streamloots, the website, and it's really cool. I designed all these cards in Photoshop, and I thought, oh yeah, it'd just be a really fun idea to get people involved with, really. So there's loads of different things. Some of the cards, more a smaller amount of the cards, are things that either you have to do in the chat, or you have to interact with other people in the chat or whatever, and then a larger portion of the cards are things that I have to do, or things that you may get for free or something like that. But yeah, it is interesting. I sub on Twitch soon also. I have it. I haven't used it in a while though. Oh, brilliant! Thank you, Loosely. No need to, but yeah, brilliant, because I think I've already got about 3 followers over there from yesterday, which is pretty cool. Well, actually, Chris, is it Chris from Chris from Thrift Beast CQ? That's so hard to say. Subbed actually earlier on, so that's cool. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll be back with the ads cards as well, fully up and running. So as I say, I'll put that link down below the video, and we should be able to have some fun with those again next week. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. So, do you have a card, Lucy? Oh, well, if you got a card, very quickly now, because I've got to sign off pretty much now anyway, because of, yeah, just if you use it now, if you want to, you don't have to. I'm going to go in a second anyway, but if you want to, then you can. But if it's the secret card, don't use it, because, I've already had a secret today, and I don't want to share another one. So don't use the secret card. But if it's any other one, yeah, redeem it. So we're just going to do Lucy's card, if she's going to do it, and then we'll go. So I apologise, I know I've just said I'm going to go, and then I'm not going, but we'll wait for Lucy. Oh, do you want to save it? Oh, right, okay, she's going to say. If you want to save it for next week, yeah, do that, and then just go back onto the website, and when we're on the stream, and then literally click redeem. So yeah, you can do that if you want. Alright then, I'll see you in the next one, guys, then, if we are going to leave it. And yeah, I will see you soon. I've got another video coming out possibly tomorrow. I think tomorrow, so I'll see you then in a pre-recorded video. And also I'll probably do a stream on Twitch. So yeah. Yeah, save it for another stream. Can pick from 3 cards. Okay, cool. Awesome. Right, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much, and I will see you very soon. Do do. Do 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 do. See you soon, guys.